John North here. I'm CEO and founder of Evolvepreneur and your host for the virtual summit today. Michael Griffiths is my next special guest for the session, and Michael has owned 6 businesses, but mainly found his passion in referral marketing and created a referral marketing guru and taken it globally. Michael talks about his brilliant strategy of building 6 distinct referral teams with 66 people in total, finding a new business every day. In fact, he even suggests you don't ask your existing clients to refer you. For attendees, Michael has given access to his 100K Facebook group that's normally sells for $97. And if you're an all-pass member, we'll provide you with the transcripts and the speaker action guide below, as well as the extra special bonuses and educational content. So let's go and talk to Michael. Special guest today is Michael Griffiths, who's the referral marketing guru. And I've seen him around the Ridges quite a lot, and I don't think we've ever really connected that well. So we had a great chat yesterday, and I'm really excited to have him on today. And basically, Michael's whole business obviously is around referral-based business, which is one of my pet likes, actually, because I reckon referrals is the best and cheapest way to get business, and people very rarely take advantage of it. So welcome, Michael, for coming along today. I know you've got a very busy couple of weeks coming up, so glad you squeezed us in.
No, not a problem at all. Great to be here and really excited about being able to share some great knowledge and information about getting more referrals.
Great. No worries. So tell me about how did you come to grow up to where you are now? Like, where did you start your life off? Usually some people's first jobs and their first sort of foray into business is quite usually very different to where they are now.
And very true. So grew up in Melbourne, Australia, elite level basketball coach, coaching at sort of state level, national league level, been to 2 Olympics as an assistant coach, collegiate level over in the US, taught primary school, high school math, and always thought that I was just going to be a teacher and a basketball coach. And that was going to be life. We got back from the US in 2008, taught for about another 9 months and went, I'm tired of this. And it wasn't the kids that I was tired of. Give me my 30 kids and leave me alone. It was the system. It was the other teachers. It was the laziness. It was the paperwork, all the stuff that had nothing to do in my mind with why I was there. So I remember the conversation well. Came home one afternoon and when Kate, my wife, came home and I said, I'm sick of this. I said, well, you've got a choice. Go do something else or put up with it for the next 40 years of life. And
that painted a great picture.
Correct. So it was like, okay, we've got to do something about it. So left teaching and started creating businesses. So since then, we've created 7 businesses, from a tutoring centre to different products that we sort of on-sold to people, to a big marketing agency, and then sold that. And now we just niche all the way down into how to get more referrals, how to use your networks better, and how to leverage into other people through partnerships. So this is now the 7th business. We've sold 6 of them, and it's a completely different journey the last 10 years to what I thought we would be doing.
So tell me something. When you say you stole the businesses, right? Is that something you went in to do at the start?
No idea even what business was, let alone how to get out of them. I suppose the thing that I've always been good at, and by mistake, it wasn't done on purpose, was seeing a gap and going, great, how do we fill that gap? Right. So the tutoring centre, we provided tutors to people's homes. So I said, well, hold on, people can't make it to all these centres, the brick and mortar businesses. They want the flexibility. They want to be able to have someone turn up at their home. They can continue with the afternoon looking after the other kids. And at the same time, someone gets tutored rather than having to drag everyone into the car and travel and so forth. So within 9 months, we had 180 tutors on our books, 480 families that we saw every single week, Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, and a big tutoring group in Sydney said, hold on, love what you're doing, let me buy you. And I went, oh, okay. I never even thought that was a possibility. So, yes, very much just find a gap, find how to solve that problem, and then if someone came along and said, I want that, then we'd look at it. So I don't think I ever went into business thinking we would sell it, but that's what happened.
In some respects, unfortunately, and if you started six or seven businesses, then you've got the traditional entrepreneur's disease, which basically means it's shining Chinese syndrome. You've got to go try something else, and so you get bored. So it's probably better you sell a business for money and move on to the next thing than trying to hang on to it and then get sort of sidetracked, right?
Yeah, very, very true. But I do believe, which is probably where we're at now, eventually you find your calling.
Yes.
And I'm awake at 5 a.m. every morning, so excited with what the day holds, because this is what I'm just truly passionate about. Could I say that about the other businesses? Yeah, nah. There'll be days where you just go, why am I doing this?
Yep.
I haven't had one of those days and don't probably plan to, and that's probably the indication that, hey, you found it. And I don't think you can find it first off. You've just got to evolve and flow with it, and eventually you sort of get where you want to get to.
Yeah, I mean, I could agree with you the same way. I mean, we started off in doing an account, like I worked for a bank, and then I did accounting software, and then we ended up doing computer stuff, and then eventually ended up in marketing, and then ended up in sort of publications. So it's kind of like probably in the early days you could see that that's what you really wanted to do, but it wasn't as obvious. But yeah, I think it's your brain just keeps on going until you go there. And I think one of the things in business is that if you're not happy with it, then it's your business, so you can change it. You can fire all the clients tomorrow and start again. Like it's not like you're set in stone that you've got to follow those rules, because it's one of the reasons why you go into business is that you can change the rules.
So true.
I think that's a lot of people get stuck. They think that they can't get out of it, and they've got to keep honouring clients' commitments, and obviously you've got to finish them off. But the reality is that, sometimes you've got to, say, look, they really like this or not. And, I think it's a pretty important sort of message. Yeah. So tell me about the referral club you run now, because I've seen a lot of your marketing around, so I see quite a lot of it. And obviously, did you start off with some sort of intention to grow it to a certain size, or was there a methodology behind how you went about it?
Yeah, and what an evolve it has become in the last 3.5, 4 years. When we started this off in 2013, would I have thought what we have now was going to ever be on the cards? Definitely not. I probably didn't even realise that what we do now we could have even done. So what we started off was very much around helping businesses, helping BDMs and sales teams to be able to generate more leads and more sales through their networks and through referral partners, rather than having a cold call or knock on doors or the ways they were currently doing it. And that's all we sort of focused on. We put on a couple of workshops every month for the public to come to, and that was pretty much the model. It didn't take me long to realise that running workshops month by month and having to fill it is an absolute pain in the backside, and not something that you want to be doing. So
I always sometimes do that and then talk myself out of it straight away.
So we evolved to sort of creating really three things. We have what we call our referral authority blueprint. It's a 90-day program, mixture of do it yourself with mentoring sessions. We come to a 2-day live event, and that is a program that takes you from step 1 to step 20. Right. Then we have Partnership Club, which is the next level. I suppose we call that our group mentoring program. We get together every second month for 2.5 days, either Sydney, LA, and we're about to open up London. There's a whole bunch of stuff that goes on in between, but the focus there is the network just as much as learning how to build your referral teams and use your networks better. So it's providing them with the right network as well as teaching them. And then we still do stuff for big organisations who work with their BDMs and sales teams. But really we'll do a handful of those. And rather than it being an extended program, it's great. We'll come in and we'll work with you guys for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, done. And off we go again. So, the offerings are very different. Certainly what we teach has very much evolved. We've got probably 10 times stronger processes and systems than what we had. And that's just purely through trial and error ourselves. We're always big. If it doesn't work for us, why should we give it to someone else? So we've had the time to really test a lot of RIP and theories and tweak the different ways of doing it to ensure that we're always cutting edge. And that's what I'm loving is how do we take other forms of marketing, put our slant on it from a referral, nurturing, get your networks to do things slant with it, and then go, great, well, this is how you can